Okay, world, it's Fry Guy here with some more slight research on slight research. Today we're going to look at some published papers from the U.S. Department of Justice and some other scholars on black murders in America. You have to know to grow. Now let's get into some facts, not fiction. Black on black homicide, a psychological, political perspective. This study is done by the United States Justice Department. A.L. Poussin article. Annotation. Black homicide rates are 7 to 8 times those of whites, though blacks have a rate of poverty only 4 to 5 times that of whites. Today, homicide is the leading cause of death among young black men and contributes significantly to the shortened lifespan of black males. In about 80-90% of the cases, the black victim was killed by another black, and about 52% of murder victims were acquainted with their seller. And that's sad that we just killing each other. Just as we accept that suicide victims are psychologically impaired, we must acknowledge that the murderer is similarly impaired, and blacks, for both environmental and political reasons, are likely to reflect emotional predispositions that allow them to more readily become a homicide statistic. Projected self-hatred facilitates blind rage and gives the perpetrator of the violent attack a sense of legitimacy and justification. In addition, blacks have been indoctrinated by a criminal justice system which places higher value on a white life than on a black life. While psychological study of homicide offenders and victims is difficult and not easily quantifiable, it is important to explore such variables in black community violence. Programs focused on crime and violence prevention, therefore, must do more than alleviate socioeconomic ills in the black community. They must pay attention as well to negative psychological dynamics in the black experience that contribute to internecine victimization. The black community in particular is in dire need of homicide prevention centers with programs of prevention, research, and treatment. Facts, not fiction. More statistics. Gun violence reflects and worsens racial inequities. Each day on average, 30 black Americans are killed by guns and more than 110 experience non-fatal injuries. At least every other day, a black person is shot and killed by police. These trends worsen in large cities, where black Americans make up 68% of homicide victims. Facts, not fiction. Gun homicides are on the rise in the United States, with young black and brown people experiencing the highest rates. Young black Americans ages 15 to 34 experience the highest rates of gun homicides across all demographics. Black Americans are 10 times more likely than white Americans to die by gun homicide. In 2020, 12,179 black Americans were killed with guns, compared with 7,286 white Americans, while black Americans made up 12.5% of the U.S. population that year. They were the victims of 61% of all gun homicides. Facts, not fiction. This is from the brothers at the NAACP. Did you ever ask yourself, where did the police come from? The origins of modern-day policing can be traced back to the slave patrol. The earliest formal slave patrol was created in the Carolinas in the early 1700s with one mission: to establish a system of terror and squash slave uprisings with the capacity to pursue, apprehend, and return runaway slaves to their owners. Facts, not fiction. You gotta know to grow.